Chronicle is a movie about three teenagers who gain telekinetic powers from an unknown source and begin using them for childish purposes like pranks and flying around until they get too powerful and one of their home lives begins to seep into the plot, making him resentful and vicious until eventually it consumes him, leaving his friends with no choice but to stop him. This movie affected me at a very young age as I spent much of my time alone, so I spent a lot of time studying media like movies and shows. This movie was the one that really made me fall in love with making movies and the production of them due to the found footage aspect of this film, because it felt like you could see who was behind the camera and how they were making the film. This film expresses itself in such a beautiful but convoluted way, showing Andrew at the height of his abuse and bullying, watching his mother slowly die of cancer. You can see the seeds planted for his villain arc, knowing that if he gained power, he'd mostly likely use it against people he hated. And you can see that he's beginning to hate the world, leaving you to wonder if he snapped, how far would he take it, and this movie will eventually show you exactly that. Having seen Dane in other movies such as The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Valerian, I didn't know what to expect here, as those weren't exactly fan favorites, but I believe this role will define his career for the rest of his life. His portrayal of Andrew in this movie is not easily replicated, and the anguish and pain seen in this movie is something special. The vivid responses to all going on around him are spectacular. I believe this is Josh Trank's best movie, and the direction of this movie by him is just amazing. The symmetry and attachment between these characters is something I've never seen in any other movie or show. They bounce at each other so perfectly, and each actor is perfectly suited to their character with their levels of charisma, and the changes they have within the movie are astounding. These include the ability to bring that to life, having essentially two personalities for each character. That being the person they are at the start and the person they become at the end of the film, and those two personalities are vastly different. Having a movie like this where all of the pieces fall into place so perfectly is something truly rare, and to be honest, this is one of my favorite films. I don't think I'll ever see another movie like this one during my lifetime, for a bunch of actors who were relatively unknown and for this being the director's first film ever. This is something I believe is impossible to replicate, and for a relatively unknown movie this is a must-watch and is something special.